Welcome to Algebra 1, Semester 1, Unit 3, Section 4.5. Essential question today, how do the m and b values affect the graph of f of x, mx plus b? So I want you to go back and answer that question when you're done taking these notes, and be prepared to share that answer in class. Okay, can you identify the slope and y-intercepts of the equation of a line? Well, remember, I just gave you the formula. Y equals mx plus b. If you've been looking around in class, we've got a few posters that have been made. M stands for slope. It's always attached to your x, and it is rise over run. Your b value, the value that's not attached to an x, is your y-intercept. So if we look here, the one that is not attached to the x is 4. So my y-intercept equals 4. My slope, I would like you to write it as a fraction, as rise over run, would be negative 2 over 1. It is attached to the x. Next one. We need to get the y by itself in order to have it in slope-intercept form. To do that, we'd subtract 2x from each side. Please write the x term in front, so it's negative 2x plus 10. The y-intercept equals 10. The slope equals, as a fraction, negative 2 over 1. Next problem. Well, I see my slope. It's attached to the x, so I go ahead and I write slope equals 1/3. That was nice. It was already as a fraction. But now I get a little bit stumped. What is my y-intercept? Y-intercept. What's the number out here that's not attached to the x? Maybe you said nothing. You're correct. There's nothing out there. So what's the number for nothing? 0. On this one, get the y alone, so we subtract 3x from each side. Always have to get y alone when you're going to slope-intercept form. So we would have negative 8y equals negative 3x plus 16. Now we divide by negative 8 in every location, and we get y equals negative 3 over negative 8 would be a positive 3 over 8 x. Negative 8 goes into positive 16, negative 2 times. So there's the equation that I look at to find my slope and my y-intercept. I see my y-intercept as negative 2, and I see my slope as a positive 3/8. Okay. Next one. I don't see a y-intercept again here. What would that be? It would be 0. And my slope, there's a 1 in front of that, would be 1 over 1. Okay. Now we want to graph this. Same process as we did a minute ago. We find the y-intercept first. Go to positive 1. So first step, first, is y-intercept. From the y-intercept, count your slope, which is your rise over run. And then after that, connect. Actually, that should be third step. This should be second. Connect those 2 points. So we found our 1. Our slope is 2 over 1. So we rise 2 and run 1 to the right because it was positive. And now we connect, and please extend the edges of the graph. There we go. Next one. Our y-intercept is -6. So we come down to -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our slope, that's a 1 in front of there, so it's 1 over 1. It's a rise 1, run 1 from that point. And we ran to the right because it's positive. There's our line for that one. Next problem. We have no y-intercept out here, so we know that our y-intercept equals 0. Our slope is -1/5. So it's going to rise 1 and run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. Please do not fall. If I see you falling instead of rising, I'm going to redirect you to rise. Too many students get them confused when they start rising and falling. So always rise, and if it's negative, go to the left. Okay. So there we go. Okay, next problem. We subtract 3x from each side, and we get 4y equals -3x minus 8. Now we divide by 4. Y equals -3/4 x minus 2. So our slope-intercept is at -2. We put a point. Our slope, or our y-intercept was at -2. Our slope is a -3/4. So we rise 3, run 4 to the left to compensate for the negative. Put a point, and now we graph that. Notice you can double check when you finish graphing to make sure that your lines are correct by simply looking at your slope and checking whether it goes up to the right or the left. This is a positive slope. Positive slope should go up to the right. That looks correct. This is a positive slope. It should slope up to the right. That is correct. This is a negative slope. It should slope up to the left because it's negative, and it is. This is a negative slope. It should slope up to the left, and it is. Okay, can you explain in words how to graph y equals -2? Well, what is our slope? What number do we have multiplying by our x here? You could look at it this way. It's y equals 0x minus 2. So we have 0 rise over 1 run, and the y-intercept equals -2. So when you come up to -2, you don't rise at all, you just run. So you get a line like that. Now another way that a student told me she always remembers how to draw this as a horizontal line is when you don't have any other variables, you only have one variable, you cut through that axis. So she just writes cuts through y-axis at -2. Okay? That is the end of the video for that section. Thank you very much.